We're alive.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
everyone.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, hi, hi.
So this evening we're going to be playing The World Stirred. This is a campaign, a short campaign that's going to be run in the setting of Zendikar, which is from the Plane Shift modules. This is a world that belongs to the other side of WotC, which is Magic the Gathering. If you're not familiar with that setting, that's okay. We're going to be sort of starting from the ground level here. So this is not going to be, a lore heavy. You have to know everything about the setting in order to follow along with what we're doing. In fact, I think we're actually sort of going into this blind, which is pretty fun. So the way I'm going to start this evening is above the table. If you all would introduce yourselves, who you are, what character class you're playing, what your race is, and then on the table, just briefly who your character is. So whoever wants to start.
I can take that duty.
Let's do it.
My name is Darren. I am going to be playing a core light cleric named Asha, based on the Magic the Gathering card Devout Lightcaster. And like on table meaning as in like in my character voice, or
If you're doing a voice, you can go ahead and break that in.
all right. My character, I'm a core that I was traveling with my family, my clan, and sort of got separated, but that's okay because I can find my way back. I was sort of the healer and medicine person, making sure that those who were injured or infirm, as long as they weren't too injured or infirm to continue, they were able to keep up with us. And I trust in Kamsa that I'll be able to find my family again. And so I'm continuing my pilgrimage in the general direction that we were going.
Those
I'll catch
are
up
the
with them
white
eventually.
dudes, right?
Yes, the very white ones. And that's me.
I am
And there-
Marak. I am Moirak.
Don't forget to introduce who you are as a person as well.
Yeah, I am Shogun. I run various assorted games here on Welcome to the Party. I will be playing as Moirak, the barbarian, though he will do his best to convince people he's a rogue. The guy who is going to be bouncing between flirtation and alcoholism. He is
Relatable.
currently wandering around, pretty sure that he's seen the best he's ever going to see and is now just waiting around for the worst to come get him. And that's me.
Nice.
All right, who's next?
You go ahead.
Hello, I am Jack, or Cap Jack, or at Captain J Cross on Twitter. And tonight I'm playing a number of games here on Welcome to the Party. Let's see, the Tuesday Mimic Nights game, and the alternating Thursdays with the Shadowrun and Pokemon game upcoming, and of course this game right here. And tonight, I'm going to be playing Tick Tick the Goblin. Tick Tick is inspired by the Goblin Guide, and basically he's really, really smart, and other goblins are really, really dumb. So he's trying to make sure that other goblins get like goblin smarts, like he's got goblin smarts. And yeah, that's his goal. It's a good goal. He's gonna do it. Yes.
All right. Hi, I'm Shannon or Shan, but Shannologic on Twitch and Twitter. I'm playing the bard vampire named Thazim Maul, and she is a master with the hurdy-gurdy, a somewhat decent sword fighter, and a real people pleaser because people taste much better when they're happy. That's all there is to say about her for now.
Nice.
Oh, and I'm inspired by the card Stalking Vampire because she's just so lovely.
Nice.
And my name is Jenny. I'm going to be your DM and possibly your executioner. I am, I play Magic the Gathering and D&D pretty religiously. So this is kind of a fun way to cross the streams for me. This is actually the second time that I have run this story, which I've written. And hopefully we won't die today. But but with that, why don't we go ahead and get started? You are from the plane of Zendikar. This is all you've known, and love it or hate it, you will probably never see the places that you dream of, the faraway stars, the plains where the ground doesn't buck like a wild beast, unaccustomed to adventures riding upon its back. But you do dream. Whatever has brought you here to this lifeless mire, you find yourself in the city aptly named Mire's Edge. Though city might be a bit generous. There are hide tents lined with a meager wall. These sad, sunken-faced villagers stare at you with distrust through the flaps in their tents and through the slats of their wooden stalls. And on the edge of the mire, facing forward, is the Tangled Vales. This is, of course, a valley at the edge of the Great Mountain Range, which borders Guldraaz and Balaged. Beyond that, in what looks like a lush, verdant forest full of life, you know are terrors even greater than the mire behind you. And with that, any actions?
Where's the bar?
There is a juice stand. It is it's more of a lean-to. It has 3 walls, one of them being entirely animal pelt, but it does smell fairly strongly of intoxicated patrons.
That sounds like a good place to start.
I will look around for people who have been intoxicated to the point that they have abandoned their drink, and I will go rescue those abandoned drinks.
All right. So you actually are able to find some half-drinking, rather dirty glasses sitting upon the ground. Actually, most of the tables here are actually pelt mats on the floor. So you take a little sip, and it tastes mostly of mud, but it definitely has an alcohol content to it.
Okay, I will
definitely free. So there you go.
pour together all the ones I have found.
All right.
And take that.
You got about a glass and a half.
Okay.
Oh.
And I'll just sit down and like lean back on one of the people that's unconscious.
Yeah. There are several patrons here that are lying on the floor. They're possibly dead, possibly intoxicated. Possibly
I'd
both.
like to go around and I'm not quite partaking of the alcohol myself right now. I'm just sipping on some water. I'd like to look at some of the patrons that look.
Oh, there is no water available.
Oh,
no,
Lord!
water.
Oh Lord! All right.
It's mud juice or nothing.
All right.
Actually,
juice.
Lore question: what is like the percentages of the population? Like mostly human, mostly.
This is mostly human. You see, actually, the occasional. You'll see the occasional core. There's probably in this whole. I call it a city, and comparatively, it is a rather big settlement. There's about 75 people total. There's probably about 5 core, and actually there is. Yes, we'll include you in that. There actually may be a few more. You've seen a few people skulking about that were a little bit ambiguous.
I'd like to. Are any of the patrons looking particularly roughed up by their alcohol. I'd like to offer aid in any way that I can.
Well, I mean, there's people passed out on the floor of the ground, really.
Can I roll for vital signs?
Yes, let's roll medicine.
All right. That's an 11 plus. Scrolling up on my character sheet. That's a 15.
That is sufficient. And as you turn over a young man who seems to have had a little bit too much fun at this lean-to bar, it's actually much, much worse than you thought. He was laying on his face.
Oh, not
and
great.
as you turn him over, there's not much of a face left. The entire front of his body is black, as if almost like it was burnt. But as you touch it, it doesn't flake away. It's actually hard.
I'd like to cast Cure Wounds at first level to see if I can help him. If there's anything left.
Okay.
Do I need to roll for hit points, or is he too far gone?
You were able to rouse him. And as you do this,
Sort of
his condition doesn't change, but
face.
he's conscious and alive.
All right, mark off that spell slot. Can you hear me?
He possibly twitches slightly.
Oh.
I mean, there's not much of a face left to speak.
That. Okay. Well, I'm going to be frank with you, sir. Prognosis for your condition is not great, but you're breathing and you're alive. So, excuse me, is there any like medical tent around here? Would I know that? I've been traveling around as like a healer, sort of trying to get to this pilgrimage place.
There is actually.
Am I the medicine tent?
Yeah, it might just be you. But you notice there are a few nicer structures, similar permanent structures, rather than like tents thrown together. There are a few that look like they may have been here a while. You can hazard a guess to see if any of them are what you're looking for. There's also people here. I mean, there's conscious people.
Okay, I think I'm gonna call out to the people. Could somebody help me move this man?
Actually, the bartender comes out from behind his
Hello.
piece of wood. He says, I wouldn't touch that.
Communicable disease? I've not seen this before. It looks bad.
I don't know. Maybe a curse. Are you a wizard? Do you know anything about curses?
I'm more of a holy woman.
Can you do anything about this?
I can see what I can do. I'm not particularly. Most of what I can do is field medicine, patching up people whose legs are broken from a particularly bad roil, or detecting whether or not something should be or should not be touched, mitigating the damage. I haven't been part of this holy tradition of Kamsa enough yet to be able to break a curse. That's not of my purview. I'm very sorry.
Well,
has this been an ongoing problem?
Yes. Why don't you just help me? We have a pyre. Let's just move in.
All right. I would like to help as much as my -3 strength modifier can.
All right. Well, I mean, the guy.
Crap, you have less strength than
my
me?
friend. Here. And I sit up.
What a burly man.
I'm a tiny goblin.
What a burly man.
Here,
are you sure you're
wrap him up in something. I'm not touching that black.
Real quick, they're asking if we could boost the volume on the stream.
Okay, I can do that.
Thank you.
I guess I'll roll him up. I don't want to use my bedroll for this.
Well,
I can use rope. We can tie him up in rope.
As you're rummaging around, I mean, the bartender does manage to pull up one of the mats one of the pelt mats from the floor. He kind of wraps up the dead gentleman. Well, the dying gentleman. He is still alive.
I feel like I probably should have let him. I feel like healing him wasn't a mercy.
Do you really think so?
No, that's probably going to fill up the entire town. From in a corner, a little bundle of rags.
I look
Who said that?
dead straight at the core. Do you truly believe that?
Well, I mean, it sounds like the bartender is telling us to take him to the funeral pyre. I'm not sure, but it definitely sounds that definitely sounds like what she was implying.
All
I
right.
feel bad for taking this man.
I flip
Could have ended his misery.
the mat open and pull out one of my javelins. Don't look, holy man or holy woman,
Holy
whatever.
lady.
And I
avert my eyes.
place my javelin like on the back of his neck and stab down.
As you do, there's not much. There's of course no sound comes from this man. He twitches briefly, and at the point where your javelin pierced his flesh, while this was on the normal-looking side, it was only his front that was blackened. A white steam sort of erupts from the small puncture.
I cover my mouth.
Yeah, the bartender
Retract it.
does as well. It smells rather bad.
Yeah,
So
I'm
from
looking
my
away.
corner, can I maybe make an insight check to see if this is something I would know about what's doing this, or if I've seen it before?
So you want to see if you recognize it as a curse or a disease or something. You may roll either Arcana, History, or Medicine, whichever one you're most comfortable with.
I can do medicine.
I wrap him up, wipe off the end of my javelin on the mat, and then we'll begin to drag the whole mat.
The
19?
bartender says, 19? Oh, yes.
Yes.
You are incredibly assured that you have never seen this before. It doesn't seem natural.
Oh, that's pretty bad. Ooh.
As the
and
smoke
for-
is... Or go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say, and to resolve the other one, as you start to move the bundled corpse, the bartender does help, and he says, "We have a smoldering fire at the edge of town. There's been dozens."
Oh. As I follow, and as the body is sort of just getting dragged through the mud, I whatever holy gesture to Kamsa is, and I say the prayer that I say whenever something bad happens along my travels. Goddess, grant us light to banish the world's shadows.
Oh, so the bartender left. Is there any staff in there now, or was it just the bartender
Nope.
basically?
It was just the bartender.
Awesome. Yeah, Tick-Tick's gonna start rifling pockets of the unconscious ones.
Yes. You find a grand total of the following objects: 2 copper pieces, 1 hand bone, and a whole bunch of muddy alcohol. And that's it. Everybody else had dirt.
From the
Excellent.
other corner of the bar, you just hear, "Mind tossing a few of those coins my way for a song?"
What? What coins? I'm just
You're not
cleaning
exactly
up.
being
Lots of
subtle
alcohol.
here. You and I are the only
No,
ones awake
no.
in this bar. I just saw what you did, so why not toss a few of those coins my way for a song?
No coins, just hand bone.
Insight check.
Just so
I
you guys
guess-
know, I actually don't allow rolls between players, just because that can be a little out of control. So if we're gonna, if you want to do insight, you're gonna need to resolve that through dialogue.
All right.
I mean, if so, at this point, you could say you're probably doing an insight check, maybe to see if he's lying. That's something you have probably figured out in real life. So
Yeah.
I got a burn. I like to burn. What?
I just go on playing a song anyway.
As
He
far as
goes over and like sets the bone and skitters back to his corner. So, one less bone.
So you all are sort of in
It's the one I
the
wanted most.
so two of you are in the lean-to tavern. The other two are at the edge of town, at the smoldering mass grave. You can see that there is quite a few bodies that have been bundled in this way in various measures of burning decay. And the smell coming off of it is just unlike anything you've ever smelled. Even with it doesn't smell like burning bodies at all.
What does it smell like? Oh, go ahead.
It smells a bit like sulfur.
In order to not get too close to the pyre, I want to like the last 10 feet. Like I want to like heave it.
Okay, so you're throwing a body 10 feet. I'm gonna need an athletics check.
Okay.
Oh, and I want to know your base strength too, if that's okay.
Yeah. Base strength is 17.
Perfect. Go ahead.
And I rolled a 7 total.
You kind of flop him on the ground. Very forcefully though. You forcefully throw this guy on the ground.
Good enough.
I guess to get the ball rolling on the body, I cast Sacred Flame on it to sort of like bless, like holy fire it.
That'll do it.
I present my my holy symbol, which is a piece of like a hedron that I'd found, that my clan had found along the way. It's broken hedron, and I just sort of mutter a prayer, and it glows gold.
As you present the hedron to this body, all of the bodies in the pyre, not just the one that you're trying to set alight, burst into a massive inferno.
Oh, bleep! Oh, beans! Oh,
I like dive into the dirt.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, this is very big and
Oh, God! Wait, hold on. Would thaumaturgy work to mitigate this?
like what function
can put out fires?
Which function of thaumaturgy are you trying to use for this?
I would like to cause the flames to dim? Maybe?
I don't know about that.
I turn to the bartender and I'm just kind of like, I'm sorry. I was trying to help.
So the bartender has actually ran back to the lean-to and has come back with a jug and has thrown the jug on it, and it exploded during this time. And he says, "Oops, I should have seen that coming."
Oh, that wasn't water. That was alcohol. Oh no. Oh no.
That's
I'll
a waste.
peek around the corner of the tent. Oh, that's not good.
So at this point, people have started coming out of their tents and wooden shacks. It's sort of a panic. Less panic than you would think. I mean, these people seem almost like they've all like were sleeping and have just woken up.
What time is it?
It's the middle of the day. Probably 11 a.m.
I'd like to roll some like a religion check to see if it was, or like some. I'd like to roll a check to see if I know what the hell just happened. Like if I've seen anything react this way to my worship.
To your. So you're trying to see if anything has reacted this way to your hedron.
Yeah.
Here. You can roll. How about you roll history on that?
All right. Ooh, that was a good roll. That's a natural 18 plus. Scroll, please. Plus 0, 18.
Okay. So while you have never seen anything erupt into a massive inferno, while you tried to cast Sacred Flame with your Hedron, you know that these things have some sort of enchantment to them, and they, of course, predate your people. And while you don't understand everything about them, it's possible that it has some sort of latent magic that you weren't aware of.
I start to look at my holy symbol as though it is a bomb.
That's fair.
How much would you be willing to trade for that trinket there?
It's sort of a package deal with me. It doesn't go anywhere that I don't. It's kind of very important. I sort of need it to commune with my goddess.
That wasn't the question.
There's no price.
Hmm.
But I can, if you're looking for a companion, I can come with you.
He kind of perks up looking at you.
Not like that. I meant if you needed a healer, because you look like you get into scraps quite a bit. You might need some patching up.
Well, at this point, well, I mean, it's fairly obvious that we've all arrived at the garbage dump of the world.
Yeah, it's not great here. Honestly, I think I might have taken a wrong turn somewhere.
I don't think...
I will let you guys know, sort of as a bit of context. This is a bustling trade stop, comparatively.
Ah.
This is sort of like the last chance depot. So that's possibly why you're here.
I fear that perhaps next time you say need a healer, I'll be off like that fella we just burned. Ready to just let myself go.
Well, if you have a healer, you won't get to that state, because I feel like that didn't creep up on him in a day. If you had somebody to watch him, you would have might have avoided that fate. Also, it smells here. Do you want to go back to the bar? Maybe. It's real distracting.
Smell this. This will cover it up. And I just offer the bottle that I had.
I take a sniff. I waft it. Good science technique. What does it smell like?
Bad. I mean, you're smelling the bottle, right?
Yeah,
which is...
It smells like an armpit.
Oh, that's not much better.
I grab it and take a small drink.
It's probably where it's been, too. That's probably why.
Well,
Yeah. It tastes like an armpit, but it's alcoholic. And soon, you won't taste anything at all.
I need more. And I start moving my way back to the lean-to.
I follow.
Shannon, what's your character doing?
She's just sort of eyeing up the other patrons, debating if she could maybe drag one away for reasons.
What could those possibly be?
Nothing, just a midday snack, perhaps.
Nothing shady.
No, not at all. Not in this lovely town.
So as you guys are sort of making your way back and pretending that inferno doesn't exist, there's actually somebody who actually looks alive, unlike anybody else in this town, actually runs past you, wielding a spell book.
Oh, I perk up at that.
Yeah, so actually, so a wizard runs past.
That looks expensive.
It actually does look expensive. This guy is kind of got a swank outfit on as well. He really doesn't look like he belongs here, but he actually runs past. He goes up to the inferno, and he sort of draws a sign in the air. And the flame starts to die back down to sort of the smoldering state that they were in before. And he sort of turns back to you. There's not much, much room in this town, and you pretty much see from one end to the other. So he sort of saw this whole thing happen.
I'm still
Yes.
trying to hide the hedron. Just kind of like I got my hand around it.
Anyway, he
Like,
turns
damn,
back
the
to
hell is
you, and you can see that he himself is a vampire. He has pale gray skin. He's got the spikes and black hair, which is in a stylish little ponytail. And he also does have the carapace outfit on. Anyway, he turns back to you and he says, "Did somebody throw alcohol on the pyre?"
It wasn't me, but
Bartender,
yes.
could I interest you in a necklace?
Are you trying to sell me a necklace?
Yes.
Is that what I'm hearing? You're trying to sell me a necklace? What kind of necklace? Is it?
Very nice one. Actually, well, see, I've fallen on hard times, and I've got this family trinket here.
Don't we all? That's adorable. That's very cute. That's great. So he actually. Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna say that I'm like slowly like sort of backing behind. What was your character's name again, Shogun?
Moirak.
Moirak.
I'll also point out that the bartender has also hidden
I'm just sort
very
of like
poorly,
backing
but
behind him, sort of like trying to tuck the hedron under my shirt. Is my character wearing like a shirt, or am I wearing?
that's up to you.
Well, let's look at the art. She's sort of wearing like a quote-unquote shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tuck it in there. And it's
Out of
like
curiosity,
I have
how
two
tall is
necklaces
your
on.
character?
Well, tall, like I'm not hidden. I am 6'1".
I'm a goblin, and I am not like standing upright. I am down, so like my left hand, like my knuckles are on the ground.
You're like knee height.
Yeah.
For me, I'm just sort of like trying to get a tripping obstacle in between me and this very obviously talented spellcaster.
Yes.
That was
He's got a giant spell book, so there's that.
that was mighty fine trick. How'd you do that?
Magic.
Well, yes, obviously. But I was trying to cremate a body, right?
Yes.
And I tried to bless it, as is the tradition of my people.
Oh,
And
I'm
it
sure.
exploded.
Oh,
Do you know why that might be?
so your deity.
Capsa.
Which one is that? Which one
Capsa.
is that? Which one is that?
The
Is that
one of light.
the ocean one? Okay, the one of
I
light.
think that was the sky one, the sun one.
For a holy person, you seem rather inconfident.
It's sort of more like she embodies many things. She be what she want to be.
Oh, I'm sure. That's
You know,
very good.
as goddesses are wont to do.
I'm with the vampire on this one.
You don't know me. You don't know my story.
Oh,
I'm clearly
and
capable of setting
I'm
people on
sure
fire.
I'm sure it's a really thrilling one.
Not really.
Well, there we go. At least you're honest. Are you a traveler? I
Some
assume.
might say. Yes.
Are you with
Not a
the
pilgrim.
expeditionary house?
Not at the moment.
Yes.
I was,
Yes,
Yeah.
we
Yes.
are.
Oh.
sure.
Oh, that explains so much. Well, why don't you go back to fighting this little plague? And we're going to be in our office whenever you swallow your pride and come ask us for help. And with that, he actually goes back into sort of the wooden shanty buildings, one of the nicer ones comparatively. It does have 4 walls and a roof, but he goes back inside and actually slams the door.
I turn to Moirak and go, I don't know about you, but I have no pride and I would like to not die of the plague or explode. Let's go ask him for help.
Well, yes, my first instinct in any situation is to lie. Anyway, so I said yes.
Fair. It's a good instinct to have. I am
What kind of holy person are you?
I would like to sneak up, like, on this conversation I kind of just want to like sneak around.
The kind of holy person that doesn't want to divulge every religion.
Okay, I remember holy people as being like the don't do this, don't do that, don't steal from people, don't rob the poor sort of folk.
My religion's more like don't be an idiot and don't die in the royal.
I like that kind.
It's you pay respects to the deities that govern the world, and maybe you won't die. Sort of thing.
That sounds fair.
Also, don't be evil.
Since this town is pretty small and the commotion was a lot, my character probably wanders out of the bar having heard this very loud discussion happening in the streets and just sort of decides to become a part of it, whether they want her to or not.
Well, hello.
So, you exploded a dead body. I heard
Oh,
that part. Sad I
Here, it
missed
was
it.
an accident. You see, it was I. Don't.
There was
I
a
like-
lot
Haven't
of
we all been there?
bodies.
I bump your knee. I'm like, don't tell them that. You're much more impressive otherwise.
That's fair, I suppose. I'm not in the market of killing people. I'm in the opposite. I'm in the market of the opposite.
What you
So
want
who
is
was
for
that,
people to believe the opposite of the truth. Then you always have the advantage.
So who was tall, pale, and dickish that just stormed off there?
A wizard? I don't know.
He with you?
Definitely not. But we could probably use something of that caliber. I mean, I could make that fire, but I couldn't put it out.
What are they all doing here on the road?
I'm trying to get to the rest of my clan. They're making their way to a pilgrimage site. But
There's another guide. I know all the lands around here.
that
Really,
might
I'm really
actually,
good at it.
that would be lovely, actually.
I just shake the bottle.
Armpit bottle.
I produce an additional bottle out of my rags. Oh, and like pro offer it.
Yes.
I sort of symbolically cheers. I believe when I was saying that I had like water before, and there was no water. I like to change that to like a non-alcoholic juice if there is one. I will just sort of symbolically
Sure, yes.
prefer a toast. Like, yeah, sure, let's travel together. I propose our first destination be that tent, because I would like to know more about what the fuck is going on.
But what about your child?
He doesn't want to show up to them with his face all,
Oh, bodies burning? Yeah, no, I get it. I'd be pretty embarrassed too if I like burned the whole town's bodies. That's pretty awful.
Well,
You gotta feel terrible about that.
they were burning anyway. The issue was that the conflagration grew too big for the space it was in, which is a common problem. That happens. You ever accidentally made a campfire too big?
Never accidentally
No.
blew up corpses, though. That's new.
Never
Well-
accidentally. Usually to kill somebody, but otherwise, no, never accidentally.
Well, okay. I've never cremated a body that's had black growths on it. How was I supposed to know it was highly flammable?
I like pat you again on the knee. I'm like, don't worry about it. Calm down.
I'm sorry. It's just been a time.
At least you didn't throw alcohol on it. That would have been real dumb.
That's true. I was questioning. Hey, bartender, why'd you do that?
No, I do not know him.
All right. Well, that's just blatantly unhelpful. I'd sort of pat the bartender on the head.
Yes, he's like underneath his like piece of wood, which is his bar, like holding it over his head.
I'll leave a tip of. I'll leave a silver tip for him or her. Thank you for trying.
It's him. I will go ahead. I will reveal to you his name. His name is Olaz, the bartender.
Yes.
And you can probably guess what he threw on that fire. Anyway, yes.
Oh no! Olaz, no!
All right.
Don't do that.
References.
Oh, okay. This is Darren's old D&D character, and it sort of became having him be a bartender became a meme. After one time at D&D, Darren makes drinks so strong that my kitchen ended up being dismantled.
Yeah, I gave
That's
Lord.
one of
what
my
happened
friends
there.
Godfather, but I mixed a little bit too
A lot.
much
That was a
of,
lot.
and she finished it. It was only like a 1.5 size Godfather. It was only like 3 standard drinks worth of alcohol. But she woke up in the middle of the night and tore out a shelf in Jenny's fridge.
She dumped all my food. But anyway, that is the origin, and that's why I always name the bartender that.
Oh no.
Anyway, back to the task at hand.
That's good. So
you want to hire me to talk to a tent person? Is that what you're saying? That's what I heard.
I was thinking we all do it together.
Yeah,
because
as they're
backup is
talking
always
about
good.
this, I'm already through the door and into the inn.
Follow that lady.
So y'all are going inside the shack that what you call him, tall, dark, and dickish that he went into. This is actually, this is actually when you go inside. This is a real building. It is it's a sort of workshop. You can see he has a real desk, a real chair. There's actually a bookshelf that has artifacts and magical apparatus on the shelves. And sitting there, rather cockily, is tall, dark, and dickish. He says, "So, you are with the Expeditionary House?"
Yes. And with great pain, we swallow our pride and graciously request your help.
Please don't
Alright.
help us. We're out of our depth.
I think that is quite wise. However, I'm going to need to see that in writing from Joa,
What expeditionary house is all
as well
talking
as the
about?
payment, as we agreed upon.
What in the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you two talking about?
You are with the Expeditionary House. We've had negotiations going for days.
What?
I'm still waiting on payment.
No.
What are they
I'm a
talking
curious
about?
bard who wants to know how you can stop fires and let this town go to shit around you.
These two hired me to be a guide to find their lost tribe. Well, the big one did.
So
I
you're
just
not
To know about the plague.
with the Expeditionary House.
No?
No.
never said
If you're
that.
unsure, I'm going to
Mind
go
me,
with no.
I'm not sure.
If you're not sure, I'm going to assume no.
I'm going to move back behind the door.
I'm gonna push him forward.
No.
All right, I'm going to come clean. I have no idea what you're talking about with expeditionary houses. I am a healer, and I would like to know anything about the plague to try and help. I am trying to make my way on a pilgrimage, because I think that I would be remiss in my duty to Kamsa and the light of the sky if I were to not at least try and find out what this shadowy plague is and how I can prevent it from eventually reaching my family, my people.
No,
Why
there's
would
a
you
woman
lie?
who knows what she's talking about. My organization is also trying to research this plague, and we have found similar occurrences in villages in almost a straight line across the swamps. We have constructed a glyph, which will cease the spread across towards other villages However, it will be the end of this village. And so, as you can imagine, negotiations have been rather tense.
Really?
To
It
complicate that, the expeditionary house seems someone hired them to guard the village. From what I can imagine, I refuse to believe they mean my organization, as if we would cause them harm.
And who is your organization? I'm new in town.
I represent the League of Anawan. We are an association of wizards, researchers, and other mages across the lands. We are unaffiliated with the vampire houses. Do not believe the rumors that you hear. We are a neutral organization.
Can I do an insight check to see if he's lying?
Yes, you can.
All
Please do.
Let's see. 22.
All right. So with the 22, you are fairly convinced that this guy he's a fast talker, but I mean he seems to mean what he says.
That's true.
What house would these rumors have you aligned with, sir?
Don't concern yourself about that, friend.
It concerns me greatly.
I'm not your friend, pal. I'm not your pal, buddy.
Well, as we are unaffiliated, I fail to see how it actually matters where the rumors would place us.
Just a small matter of concern.
May I ask where your allegiances lie?
To no house.
Then we find ourselves on the same side. Our leader was an exiled member of House Get, but that was a long time ago, and we, of course, maintain no ties.
Fair enough. For now.
So, representatives are supposed to come, but they got lost, or what?
I'm here already, and I am ready to go. I think I can stop this thing in its tracks, but I can't go forward without the cooperation of the village leadership.
You said
And
it was
as
going...
it
Oh, go ahead.
requires their death, they've been slow to reach my terms.
So you say it's been going in a straight line.
Yes.
Has it been following a group of people? Have a group of people been going and spreading it as they travel?
We don't know. We don't know if someone is bringing it with them. Maybe it's you. We don't know if it's following the royal. Perhaps a ley line. All of our research has turned up nothing.
Why? Why do they have to die? Can't they just, like, move or something?
Well, the spell will consume their bodies and souls.
So can't
But
they
it's
move?
just one village. Oh
But-
no, that's required for the casting of the spell.
Oh. So a sacrifice is necessary.
Yes.
Right.
But it
Well,
must
sucks to be them.
be voluntary?
Well, no, but I do need them to all gather in one place. And efforts to organize a prom have been unsuccessful.
Offer free drinks at the bar. Come on. That's easy.
That might drive people the other direction.
He has a point. You're pretty appalling.
Well, either way, they go in a direction altogether.
It's true. That's
True.
you make a fine point.
I have another question.
Yes.
That conflagration wasn't necessarily just the bodies. I tried to do a blessing, and I presented my holy symbol, and I very carefully and slowly, because I don't want the wizard to think I'm pulling a weapon on him, because that would be bad. very slowly pull out the holy symbol from inside my shirt. And I used this as my symbol because it was a holy relic that my clan got on our pilgrimage. It was a thing, and all of the devout in our family group got one of these as a sort of an aid and a reminder of our connection to our goddess. I tried to bless the bodies in a ritual cremation, as you do, and they all exploded. Why?
Where did you find that?
Like I said, it was on a pilgrimage. We were going through some stretch of the forest. The royal kicked up, and we took shelter under some trees for the night. The next morning, we saw some fragments of a bigger structure that looked like this, and we all took pieces of it. We thought it was a sign that Kamsa was watching over us. So
That is a shard of a hedron. It is a highly volatile enchantment system that, as far as we know, spans the known world. Why?
Oh.
I can't tell you. But one that small should be safe. I wouldn't worry about it exploding again or turning you to stone or zapping you to space.
Okay.
It sounds like something that's you should be worrying about. I can't tell, but you seem a tad sarcastic.
Would you like to revisit my offer?
No, I don't. No offense, I don't think I trust you with this any more than I trust me with this.
Oh, I wouldn't have it for too long.
I don't trust who you'd sell it to. As far as I could throw them. And let me tell you, I can't throw things very well. It's not a great skill of mine. I put it back into my shirt and sort of quietly panic.
How loyal are the people here to their leader?
Are you asking the NPC?
Yes.
Virtually as loyal as whoever happens to be in charge that day can extract loyalty for the day.
What am I not dull?
It's pretty much whoever has the biggest sword.
Everyone's
Sounds
got a big
about right.
sword? I mean, you
I
got a
don't
big
have a big
book.
sword, but apparently I have a...
You got a big book. Why don't you be in charge?
I like you. Well, why don't you go and try and sell that concept to the villagers? Tell them how safe my spell's going to be. I mean, it's only their soul and body. They weren't even going to use it for that much longer.
Why did you tell them?
I didn't think it would be an issue. They only needed it for, what, a few more, maybe a couple more decades? They're throwing it away anyway.
It's for the greater good, right?
Oh, you're
And
one
that
of
as
the
well.
kids. Got it. That makes sense
You
now.
know, I've been around for a while, and I tend to find that people like being alive a lot more than they like being dead. So maybe you should have just kept that under your hat until after the ritual. Hindsight's 20/20. How can we help?
That would be dishonest.
It would.
My organization is nothing if not transparent.
Again, how can we help?
Well, if you can find enough power to charge the spell, I may be able to cast it without the cooperation of the villagers. However, there's a few hookups. One of them is, I should tell you, there is another vampire in town. She goes by the name of Mia. She is a Calastria recruiter. Though that's really a polite way of saying she is a slaver. She actually has an office set up here. She takes volunteers. If I try and move, she will would likely have me killed. This is her hunting ground, and she does have a rather lucrative business in this area. The other is the expeditionary house. They've been hired to protect the village, so they really only need protection from the expeditionary house themselves. They're really just it's a gang. It's a glorified thieves guild. All they're doing is drinking these people's alcohol and sleeping in their beds.
That's not
Right.
normal. When the big ones are, it's just the nice buds. And the good alcohol. And the
So you
fun.
need us to run a Hearts and Minds campaign, or a Cloak and Dagger campaign for you.
Whichever you're more comfortable with. I would vote both.
What are the plan on us?
How easy would it be to prevent your spell from working as the target of it?
Fairly easy. I'm going to need several hours to cast it. It requires a rather intense ritual.
But I
if
mean,
I'm interrupted, the whole thing will fail.
In the mind of the individual or individuals, if they think really hard, can they stop you?
You mean if we have the sacrifices and if they suddenly decide are out, would it make the ritual fail? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
No, it wouldn't.
Would it?
As long as they stay still.
In exchange, instead of a bunch of crummy temporary humans, what about one slaver? Vampire.
Well, it would certainly make me happy. What's required is only power. If we could find enough magical power, maybe tap into a ley line, maybe find another caster, we may be able to do it without the sacrifices at all.
As another caster to sacrifice, or another caster ritual?
Another caster to assist with the ritual.
Okay, I'm significantly more comfortable with that. We can. Do you know of anyone that might be amenable to that cause? That we can go, because it seems like you're pinned down here. We could perhaps go deliver a message.
If I could get in contact with the other agents of my organization, we have many that could help me. But I'm a bit isolated out here. I don't know how we would reach word.
Oh, so you need us to deliver a letter?
I think it may be too late by the time we could reach them. We're scattered rather thin. You could probably find, I'm sure you could find warlocks amongst the elves. We're fairly close by, but that might just make things worse.
They tended to put them mad at us.
When you talk about power and the sacrifice, would it be possible to substitute the power of the people in the village with some sort of animal or beast that we could chain down, and we could use that energy?
If you could find a ton of them.
Well,
and keep them from moving around.
A lot of rats.
How long do we have?
Well, this plague came upon the village less than a week ago. I was in another village several miles from here, back towards the Vales. About a week and a half ago, I saw that village fall. So I moved on in the trajectory that I expected it would follow, and I was correct, and that brought me here. So, a few days.
Okay. I don't necessarily like this proposal, but if you were to somehow orchestrate the purchase of enough slaves from this slaver,
that would
that
That's-
might work. It's for the greater good.
Oh, this is
But I
this is
don't like
vampiric
it.
magic, so that was actually it was designed with that in mind.
Well, then the wrath of the vampire then.
What if we captured the vampire? Like,
We already run over
What
that.
Rock
That
was
could
saying.
probably work.
I mean, that would please me personally. And
would you be
Ask
able
her
to
to do
use
what?
her power?
Would that be
Would you
enough?
be able to sacrifice her?
she's not a caster.
Oh,
That's
we
unfortunate.
didn't know.
We didn't know. So this is a moral quandary.
So quickly, since Tick Tick is like a guide and he delves ruins and stuff, is there a ruin nearby? Maybe.
You can roll a history to see if you know. You can also roll. You can roll history or survival. Either one of those will tell you if you're familiar.
I'd like to ask him a question.
16.
Well, you know that this area actually does have a lot of ancient vampiric ruins. Most of them buried underneath the mire, but you can see the tops sticking out from, through the mud.
Who said I was going to the mire and going to the ruins? There's probably stuff there.
That might actually come in a similar vein to my question. If we find you a bigger one or perhaps more of these, and I pull out my hedron, would you be able to use those? If we find
Yes.
them somewhere in the ruins?
Yes, it would, and I would be able to test out a few theories I have regarding their arrangement. I don't know of any nearby, much less ones big enough to have any significance. The one you have is just a shard. We would need them to be intact.
All right. And
And I think I would need 3 as the minimum.
that's quite a few, and that's quite a lot to transport. I think we might have better luck with the ruins.
Yes, and we're not doing much good here.
We might
Plus,
as
if we
well.
take too long, then, the village will get eaten and we'll be outside of the village. Run, run!
True.
Speaking of the village being eaten, what can you tell me about this plague? Like, what do the warning signs look like? What does it do? How does it progress? I've seen how it ends, but I would like to know how it starts.
Well, it begins with black spots on the body, usually on the palms of the hand. Usually because they've touched something, and it does spread by physical contact, like a parasite.
Bloody hell!
You touched it! You touched it!
And usually when you see a sore or a rash like that, they make organic, round, curved shapes. These are completely square, rectangular.
Rectangular. I would like to hold the hedron in my hands and cast Cure out of paranoia.
I'm just going to take a step
On
away
yourself?
from her.
Yes, on myself.
Okay. Yes, you can.
Do I
Okay.
feel different?
You no, not
Okay.
really.
Mm.
I mean,
Well,
you don't feel
didn't
bad,
sick, so
but
If you see any sores, let me know. Better lose a finger.
Does amputation help?
yes, that has been known to slow it. He actually holds up a stumpy arm.
Oh,
His arm has been severed at the elbow.
Oh.
And he actually holds this up. I have a picture that I will show you in the camera. If I can get it open. He says I have a sample of what that the organic material of the body becomes. I don't know if you got a good look. Sorry, it's kind of.
Oh.
Okay. Got it.
oh, That's upsetting.
Oh, it's a rock. Oh,
Yes, it's a rock.
It's petrification. Don't like that.
oh, is it like the
I start,
really
like, looking
not
at
good
my
tasty
hands.
rocks that we have in the Goblin World?
Yeah, don't eat it. Please do not eat
No,
it.
we can't eat the good anymore. It's really frustrating.
So, what might be in these ruins that would help this ritual? Because I don't like the sound of this.
Well,
How
I
long
was
does it take for symptoms to present themselves?
hours.
Hours. Okay.
I was investigating an ancient ruin on behalf of my organization when I, of course, came across this path of destruction. I could give you my notes and my map. It's actually only a few hours ride from here.
Sure.
That works. Also, you gonna pay us for this?
Am I going to pay you?
Yeah.
No.
Why are we wasting our time there?
Stopping the plague out of the kindness of our hearts.
Would there be things in the ruins that we could give you, and maybe other things that we could also be paid for?
Well, if you were able to successfully delve into these ruins, I could do better than pay you. I could speak to my patron on your behalf, and he could pay you.
Okay, now that works.
That works. That works.
Trinkets sound pretty good.
I like trinkets.
It's also probably full of, solid gold artifacts.
Oh, well,
All
you
right
should have
then,
looked into
yes,
that.
quite.
Do you know
I
how
mean-
they're the lead on this?
Ancient monsters, but
Yeah, if they don't see you, they don't eat you. That always works for me.
All right. Come along then. Let's get going.
All right. Is there any suppliers that we need to go to before? Do we all have everything we need?
and there's a
That's
few
what I'm doing.
peddlers around, people selling like a fruit the best way to really describe it is like it's a fruit. It's like a generic fruit.
I suppose I'll just. I like fruit.
That's not rock-like at all. I need that
It
map.
actually is probably pretty rock-like in color and texture.
We'll take the map. Thank you.
He actually gives you not just a map but a few notes as well.
I would love to read
The,
those.
the moment
What
it
language is it written in?
They're written in ancient vampiric.
the moment
Never
it all
mind,
touches my
Catherine.
hand, I immediately just pass it to the Tor.
I can't read this. Not to be presumptuous, but you, my friend, I look over at the vampire. Would you be able to decipher these?
As easily as I can read anything else in vampiric.
Boop.
All right,
You are.
would take and read through the notes. What would they say?
Well, it's sort of a breakdown about the area, a incredibly detailed breakdown of the local fauna around the area. There's an entire chapter about the different types of worms that are
wow.
found in the area. There's identification of various swamp grass. There's different how to identify the year of a found brick based on the patterns of the rock. So just a whole bunch of nitty-gritty.
It's like a farmer's
stuff.
almanac.
Yes.
So just a thrilling read, cover to
Yes,
cover, huh?
it's very, very exciting. And it's very thick.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Is there
I'll
anything
just
about
take the map. I can read maps. I don't need the word things.
I would crowd in and like lean on the shoulder of the other goblin to look at the map.
Ah, no, you touched the body. No.
I didn't touch any of it.
I watched you do it.
I didn't touch it.
Oh, that's right. You rolled it in the thing. No, you're fine. You stay back, big guy. So, sorry.
I thought I was helping.
Well, that's what you did for helping. With opt-in and toes.
I only
See?
touched him on the back
Mistakes.
of the head. I didn't touch any of the black stuff.
Tell me the moment you see some of the black, I'll remove the finger.
Gladly.
That's a good idea.
Quick question. Does burning the affected area help?
We have not attempted to burn a person alive. However,
not alive. Just if when symptoms happen, what if you just cauterized it?
what I've been suggesting is to have the whole thing removed, because fire doesn't seem to really be stopping, or to be sterilizing the corpses at all.
It
Um,
is
It's
hard to
not even
burn rocks.
burning them. They're
That's very
exactly.
hard. You have to
They're not
melt
even
them.
actually burning.
Well, what about the holy fire from earlier that caused the fire?
I don't know. Did you get a look at it after you exploded it?
No, because we were all running away from the explosion. But I would actually like to go back and look at that. But before we leave, if anyone would like to come with me, we are taking this job. Yes, go to the ruins. Sounds pretty good. Pretty lucrative.
I was going to the
Gold
ruins.
thing. That's fine.
Gets me out of here.
Excellent. And I sort of run to the fire to look at the ones that exploded and see if there's anything different.
So in the ones that exploded, so you're just kind of peeping them?
Yeah, just not looking at them, just kind of like
Don't
stretch my
breathe.
head as far as I dare.
Well,
Like,
they
not
look
breathing.
like scorched bodies, at a far inspection.
God, I wish I was playing an arcane class that knew mage.
I know.
Oh
I was
wait,
thinking that too. Who has mage hand?
someone has mage hand, maybe. I think that's one of the things I have.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I've
It's in your
run back.
list.
I've realized that it's difficult to touch burning things without burning yourself, but it's almost as difficult to touch disease things without getting diseased yourself.
That's
Does
been the
anyone have a
problem
thing
consistently.
that they can roll
I'll go
disease
take a
from
look
distance?
at it.
Alright. I got it. I use mage hand to flip one of the bodies to hopefully look at a not so burned part.
Okay. So as you look at the body, these were the ones that were exploded by the sacred flame that was cast in the name of Kamsa. And as you look at it, it's actually the nature of it has changed. The essence of what it was is gone, as well as the blocky burn that predated it being exploded. It has eyes growing out of the chest. It has fingers growing out of the eye
Burn it
socket.
again.
Nope.
Burn it
Well,
more
it's dead,
till it's
but-
all gone.
Nope, I'm out. Bye. See ya.
Ruins
Did
which
I
way?
do that?
Yeah,
Ruins are this
Wait,
way.
Yeah,
Bye.
yes. We're leaving.
Fuck that. Ah, and he leaves. So
If we don't find enough magic-y stuff at the ruins, I'm just going to grab the gold and go somewhere else.
That's a good idea.
As you do.
So, I'm actually with you on that. Out of character. So, burning the bodies with sacred flame turned them from like bismuth-looking stuff into body horror. Not
Yes.
JPEG.
Yes.
Oh no! What have I done?
Oh man.
Why would
Oh,
you
You guys
do
are gonna have
this?
you guys are gonna have some fun.
This is some John Carpenter's The Thing bullshit, and I am not touching it.
Your god is
I'm afraid to
creepy.
cast spells, Jenny.
You should always be afraid to cast spells.
I feel like I'm in I'm in Warhammer 40k. cast a spell, open up the fucking Eye of Terror.
Maybe.
16 Slaneshi demons
Yeah,
come out.
it's just like, I
We'll
want to
see.
move this brick to the left. Oh, no, I summoned a demon.
What?
Womp
Don't
womp.
forget, I'll go ahead and tell you guys something else, sort of above the table.
Okay.
Because your characters will be familiar with this, that casting spells, the mana that you use to cast your spells is highly volatile. Any spell you cast has a potential to trigger wild magic.
Yes! Including cantrips?
Yes, including cantrips. It's a different list. It's not the
Oh,
wild
boy.
magic list. It's a list I wrote, and it does
Oh.
include cantrips. So
That sounds a bit scarier than the
there's a
actual-
different there's a different list for cantrips. Then there's one for each spell, like spell level. I have a different list. I don't
This
know.
is
You'll like it.
amazing.
It's fun.
I am excited. I love Zendikar.
Let's cast some spells, guys. Let's make things
Oh my
happen.
god, spells. Let's cast some spells.
Let's get some spells.
I'm going to do that with reckless abandon.
This spell is 100 gold pieces. Let's cast it.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Well, looking at my spell list, this became infinitely more frightening.
And better. Just better.
God, I'm gonna cast Flaming Spear through my holy symbol and just have a boiling eye up here.
So you're saying if you get that infection stuff on your finger,
I could probably turn it into an eye.
yeah,
That might help.
we should just go with the cutting option. Skip the fire.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
That
Tasha's
sounds
having
a little bad.
minor panic attack.
I don't have the Twitch chat open. I don't know if we have anybody tuning in or if we have a chat.
We do.
We do, yeah.
I'd be interested to know if anybody has figured out what just happened, and if you do, don't tell them. Do
No
not
one is
I'm trying
saying
so hard
anything
not to
so
metagame,
far.
Jenny.
Okay.
I'm trying so hard not to metagame.
and do not tell them, Darren.
I
Zero
think I
clue.
know, and I'm utterly terrified.
Okay. Look, let's just keep walking. Don't think about all that crap, because the thing is that dying is dying, and it doesn't really matter too much how it happens.
All right.
well.
You're right about that.
It-
How dark is it outside?
Like I said, it's about 11. It's about noon time.
Oh, so we don't need like a lantern or anything. All right. What
As
is
you're
the map?
as you
Oh,
Hmm?
go ahead.
as
Right.
you are sort of walking around town, you notice another core. She is a incredibly old woman. She's actually so old that she actually has the barbels herself growing, which is usually just found on men, but it's also found on aging women. She's sort of like almost looks like she's got like wrinkles like falling down. But with that, she also has 2 daggers at her side and is wearing some mean-looking black leather armor. She actually is rather menacingly calling you towards her, silently.
I understand that because I speak core silent speech. I would like to walk over, like, I sort of catch the eye of the group and sort of motion in that direction. And I walk over and I silently, like, sort of sign out, "Greetings, Elder. Where is your group?"
She actually signs back. She says, "They died long ago. I am Crevice. I'm with the Expeditionary House."
All right.
I just
I start saying, I say to the party, she says her name is Crevice and she's with the Expeditionary House.
you're going that way, over there,
Ah,
there.
I see that Mazrin has you dancing his.
No, we're going to go plunder gold. That's it.
But you don't understand. She's saying this. She's actually saying this in sign language.
Oh, sorry. I
Yes. She's saying this in sign language.
sorry.
Apparently that vampire's name was Nazareth, and she seems to think that he's got us dancing to his own fiddle. She doesn't seem to think that we are reading him for what he really is.
I mean, he is attempting to incinerate a town, so I mean,
what's not to
Yeah,
Pretty
I mean,
open
You want to
book.
tell a lot of people? Oh.
we're trying to find a way around the whole separate thing. I sort of sign that and also say it as I'm saying.
She says, so I'm sure, told you that he has been researching this plague in a scar across the land. He told us the same thing.
Insight check.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I'm
for
good at those.
with regards to what? I mean, just her nature.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I do the same thing?
Ooh, big 3.
No,
Big
it's in
3.
sign language, so.
No.
Big 3.
Big
All
3
right.
plus 6. Big 9.
Okay, that's
9.
still 9. Anybody beat 9?
How about a 25?
Yes. So you can.
Insight's my thing.
Yes, that's good. I like insight personally, so I'm glad you put some stuff in that. And so you can sort of see, almost her whole tale written on her face. She's lived a long time as a sellsword. She's a bit bitter, but she doesn't strike you as an evil person. And what she's saying, I mean, with her sign language, it's impossible for you to really understand the tone of that. But from her eyes, you can see that she is likely giving you what she thinks is best. Oh, you also notice, with your insight check, you also notice that she does not have a tongue.
That explains the how. No, okay, I did it.
I still think she has a tongue, so I'm gonna continue.
Yes, none of
signing
the rest
and
of you,
talking.
none of the rest of you have picked that up yet.
I'm not even looking that direction anymore.
Yeah, you're like,
What's your pitch? Because we're about to go plunder something.
oh, we know who brought the plague. It was those vampires. It was the League of Anawan. I don't know why, but they poisoned these people. I know they're trying to sell some cure as if they didn't bring it themselves. That may have been their plan the whole time.
If they were trying to destroy a people, then why did that man come out here and extinguish the conflagration? Wouldn't it have just been easier to let the whole village burn down and remove any trace of wrongdoing?
I don't know what he wants with these people. If he wanted to, I'm sure he could just kill them all now. Maybe I can't imagine he'd want their money for some cure. They don't have anything. But you really can never know with that cult.
He didn't ask us for any money, just wanted help.
And souls. Don't forget the souls.
What did he ask you for exactly?
Either to convince the people to give up their corporeal existence. I'm saying all of this out loud, like as I'm signing it so that my party
Yeah.
can hear what we're saying.
Yes.
Are you translating as well?
We'll assume
Yes.
that you're translating.
Okay, cool.
As we go.
Yes,
Cool.
I'm translating all of this like as fast as I can. He was trying to get us to convince the people to give up their existence on this mortal coil for the greater good, or to help him find an alternate source of power so that he could circumvent the sacrificial portion of the ritual and stop the plague.
How do you know that this ritual that he's going to do is even going to stop the plague? You know this is, they're an apocalypse cult.
No, didn't know that.
You
But
know,
there's
when you
gold
say all
mentioned.
this, when you say all this stuff out loud, it does scream ulterior motive.
Well, she's not saying anything.
No,
Well,
he's
yes, but
translating it,
I am
and he's
translating.
saying like what we heard. So I was like, yeah, this sounds a bit sketch.
Just as a note, he really did believe what he was saying.
I think
I
we
like
should.
to
And
think we're good judges
so
of
does
character.
she.
Let's
And
go
she
to that.
believes too.
Get the gold and go somewhere else plan.
I mean,
Hear
that's the
me out,
best
Elder.
plan.
I'm sorry that you lost your group long ago, and it sounds like you found a new group. But if we come back empty-handed, or if we come back and find a reason to think that you're correct, we will come talk to you. But until then, I believe you said his name was Nazarin. Gave
That's
us
correct.
the easiest and most appealing sounding town. Or I suppose with this accent should be shithole.
What would that be? Oh, let me guess. He has you running off to some ruin.
That was my
actually
idea.
suggested the ruins.
Oh
He
yes.
suggested the ruins.
I did have a map for it though. Like ready. That's interesting.
Oh yes.
That's a good point.
He offered us several similar quests. Oh, go off and find this artifact. Go off and find a hedron. Go off and find this potion, the ley line, the dungeon, the ruins.
It sounds just like him now. Just, not quite as much of an ass.
She says, oh, give it time.
Never mind.
He sent several of the members.
What's your idea?
We have been fighting the plague as you would any plague. We've sent message to some of our contacts in the other expeditionary houses. We've also sent word to House Calastria against our typical allegiances. We had to reach out to those people. We're still waiting for word back. In the meantime, we're quarantining those who are sick and burning the bodies, doing our best to defend the village without sacrificing all of their souls in some shady ritual.
Let me tell you, burning the bodies when anything keep anyone safe.
Well, what else are we going to do with them?
Eyes.
What?
Do you want to go take a look at the bodies that are in the fire?
Is something wrong? Is something different?
Yes.
That's pretty
yes.
weird.
It's pretty gnarly.
Okay, let's see it.
You
Gonna
can go
stay at a respectful distance.
Yeah.
Yes. So she actually takes a look at this recently defiled
Loaded.
Hey.
And she is a little bit has a similar reaction that you all had. She's not okay with that.
Hey, it wasn't an explosion. It wound up being an eye explosion.
Oh dear. She says, "Oh, this just proves it."
What?
Proves what? It proves it's fucked up. We need to stop it.
Or
They're trying
elsewhere
to
from it.
summon something. That's what we've been saying this whole time. This only proves it.
You didn't say that at all.
We've been trying to warn the villagers to run that vampire out, and they believe
it wasn't the vampires.
Whose fault could it have been?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't know at all. All I know is we threw the bodies into the fire that had been started by the village people, or your people. There was an explosion when I tried to bless the bodies, and now this has happened.
Well,
there was an explosion
unconcerned at how it happened, and I'm unconcerned at what this is going to turn into, because we're going to stop it. You can go run off on this this quest he sent you on, and he's sent you to go die. He sent many of our some of our best adventuring parties. He sent out to go fetch some magic relic, and we, being naive and desperate, sent them off, and they've not come back.
Another
You're
insight check on that one.
Yes. Okay. Let's do it. No, we're gonna roll against it.
20 total.
Yeah. No, she's actually a little bit upset. I mean, you can tell. I mean, she's saying this with some. Well, she's signing this with some passion. Truthful passion.
I'm not trying to go and die. That's like the opposite thing I'm trying to do. I need to be an old goblin. I need to at least 20.
Does this warrant another conversation with Nazarin?
I mean, being an angry wizard, we could probably just stab him a bunch and then it stops being a big angry wizard. Then we sell his book. That's gonna be valuable.
The issue is getting close enough to stab him. And stabbing him quick and hard enough so that he doesn't, I don't know, explode.
Why would you get close? That sounds dumb. Shoot him from a distance.
When liars get revealed, they either run or get very violent.
Yeah, so you don't let him know that you're on to him. You just stab him a bunch.
I'm inclined to just
Oh,
move on to whatever the next town is.
I got an idea. How about we tell that other vampire that they hired us to kill them? And then, while they're yelling at each other, then we stab him.
There might be something in those ruins that we could use to kill him if we really needed to. If this breaks bad, we could probably turn the crossbow on him. I still think that maybe going in there to get something valuable is a good idea. Maybe what we do with it afterward.
Why are we so concerned? We have a perfect weapon. And I indicate my hands towards the corpses.
Oh, yeah. Just like throw bodies on him.
One slingshot right in the face. He's dead.
You're right. Well.
Better question. Why do we care?
Well, that's what I was saying. I'm moving on to the next town.
Actually, that's a great idea. I mean, oh. I like the ruins still, because that's...
I'm kind of interested in the ruins. And I would like to help these people, because I would like for my people to not be consumed by this.
Oh, in the line that this is heading, is that going to hit goblins eventually?
So are you asking that of the DM or NPCs?
The DM. Like, looking at the map and tracing it. Will it eventually hit?
It's actually heading right for the elves.
I'm gonna
have to
keep
stop
going.
this
It's
plague.
gonna hit the elves. Oh?
Maybe we
It's
should
not
just
happening.
leave.
Come on.
My issue is my people are nomadic. It's variable as to whether or not we'll intersect with any given town.
We'll just
Send them a
find them.
message.
Tell them
Yeah,
to
send them
go away.
Hey, you hired me to go find your people. Let's go find your people and tell them not to go there. Oh!
Look, if this is gonna take out the elves, we have to do something.
Why?
Because I have stake in this now. So I'm with the core, and I'm with helping these people.
Let's
But
go to the ruins.
humans?
I would like to go to the ruins and maybe come back.
I mean, the ruins are fine with me because there's shinies there and I can sell those.
I don't believe I've gotten all of your names, actually. You, talkative goblin man. Charismatic, lovely talkative goblin guide. What is your name?
What? Me?
You.
Oh, Tic Tic.
Tick Tick. My name is Asha. It is nice to meet you.
Hi.
And you, goblin that threw the body.
Myrock.
Myrock. And, you, vampire lady.
Thizim.
Dizine?
And who are you?
I'm Asha. I'm a traveling human. I'm trying to get back to... I'm trying to finish my pilgrimage, but helping people along the way for coin and to ease my conscience.
I asked your name, not your life story.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But you got both. It's a deal. It's a steal, really. And I turned to the core elder, and your name was Crevice?
Yes.
So, we appreciate you trying to warn us. If the town is still standing when we come back, maybe we'll give your case another listen.
Well, while you do that, we'll stay here.
Doesn't seem like you have another choice.
All right.
So, I think I have everything that I need to, and in terms of rations, I can find food and water for me and up to 5 other people every day.
Okay.
And I always recall the general layout of terrain because of my background.
Are you? Is that Outlander? Is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah, I'm an Outlander.
Tick.
Huh?
How long will it take us to get to these ruins?
Middleton. What do I roll for that?
You can look on the map. It is. If you're mounted, it's several hours. If you're walking, it's going to be several days of foot travel.
If we're walking, it's gonna take a few days. Anyone have what passes for mounts on this plane?
There is like a monster thing called a herda. It's like a cow monster.
Have we seen any of them tied up in this town?
Yes. Yeah, there's a couple. They look very good, and they're tied to like sticks in the ground next to some lean-tos.
Any of you have one of those? And I point in those directions.
Do any of us have one of those?
If you bought one in your starting kit.
We could soon. Give me a minute.
Okay.
And I'm going to head over to the lean-to where those are tied up.
It's outside of town. I know he's gonna go do. He's gonna go steal the damn thing. I'm not gonna be here when it does it. No.
No,
And I'm going to wander. I'm going to wander outside of town.
I do the equivalent of knocking on whatever structure this is.
You're sort of like rustling.
Yeah.
Hello. On the hide. You open up the lean-to drape, and inside you can see someone sitting on a pillow. It's a very cute little campsite in there. And there's a vampire in there. She has some fancy clothes on. She's got like a little crown that's made out of butterfly wings. She's got her fancy pillow. She's actually drinking from a teeny tiny teacup.
Vampire, you said?
Yes. But she doesn't have like a fancy shack. Fancy shack. Unlike the other one did.
Are those
Mhm.
beasts outside yours?
Yes, those are my herda.
Oh, I was just wondering if perhaps you were in the market for a trade for a few of them.
Well, that is in fact my profession. I represent the trading interests of House Calastria. Are you a tradesman yourself?
I sell jewelry and such.
She actually like her eyes like boop. She likes jewelry. What do you have?
Well, I've got a few items on me. They're not the most extravagant, but they carry history on them.
Oh.
And I pull out a little necklace. This one, 50% gold on here. It carries on each chain a mark, which is the mark left by each generation that has worn this necklace. See, it is an heirloom passed down through elven families, and it's well, I don't know. I'm a bit sentimental, and to me, it's almost like holding the soul of a family in your hands. And I offer it to her to look at.
She takes a look at it and she's really, really interested. She is an incredible piece.
I have a couple collected from the elven families that I've encountered. I was wondering if perhaps a trade for a few of the beasts you have outside may be arranged.
That's an interesting proposal, and I just wonder, does the tradesman come included?
Not today, I'm afraid.
Oh, that's such a shame. You know, we really could use people of your intelligence. I'm a recruiter of sort. I have a very unique opportunity that I don't tell everyone about. But I can tell that you're somebody special.
Mentally in my head, I'm going through this routine. I've done it before. Like, you're someone special. Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, no, she's giving you that vibe. She's giving you that vibe. Yeah.
Well,
When huckster meets huckster.
so, see, the thing is, I have a bit of a temporary, and I try to emphasize temporary obligation. And if I were to be able to complete it, then your offer must be much more possible.
What are you doing?
I'm heading off with an expedition with a few companions to collect a few trinkets for my business. And upon completing that job, I will be free of all burden as far as other obligations. If I were to have these beasts, I could complete it much faster, and then come back and perhaps reconsider this offer.
We have a contract. If you're going to sign it today, you could call it in at any time, maybe say after complete your which I'm sure is a most daring quest. Now this is not just in exchange for the Herda. This is your future we're talking about. A future with House Calastria.
Oh.
And all we need to make that future a reality is a drop of blood and your signature. And you are set for life.
I'm a bit particular about a couple things. Primarily the drop of blood thing. You know, sickness going around
that's
as it does.
Important.
Well, no. I just mean how. You know, with all the diseases going around, I'm not going to poke myself with some rotty old knife.
Well, we have some very sterile needles.
I mean, could I do it myself with my own blade?
Sure.
Okay. That's
She pulls out a fancy little contract. It's got a line for your signature and a little place for a drop of blood. This is very literally a blood pact.
You know, I'm very inclined to take your offer. Would you mind if I went outside to think about it a little bit?
Sure thing. Don't take too long though.
Yeah, no, just a couple minutes. And I'm going to step outside and go over to the Herda.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
and just go
Are we
over
with you?
and begin to kind of look it over, inspect its mouth, and look it over. And I'm going
It's
to
bad. Just so you know, it's
I'm
like
going
almost
to
dead.
pinch its gums and draw a small bit
Okay.
of blood.
Okay. Yes.
And then I go back inside and say, "You know what? I think I might be ready." And I got such a jump of inspiration. I've already cut myself. Here, and I just smear my finger on the little spot right there, and my name Yagan, right there.
All right.
So I will take these. I'll head out and I'll return.
All right. Well, just so you know, we will be contacting you shortly. There are many opportunities for excellent adventurers such as yourself amongst our number. While many people find themselves among the eternal, there are other opportunities as well. And don't be disappointed if you find yourself eaten. It's really quite thrilling.
All right. Well, I will talk with my companion, see if I can offer. Do I get some kind of referral bonus if I can acquire another?
Oh God.
The hand lotion lady at the mall vibes are just so
Too much
strong.
MLM. Too much
We're
MLM.
about to get involved in a fantasy pyramid scheme.
Ah, vampires are in pyramids. I like it.
It's a hedron scheme.
Yes.
No, hedron schemes are the worst.
Yes, exactly. She'll
Oh.
well, if you have any friends that once in a lifetime opportunity, you can find me here, or you can find any of our number at most major settlements.
Wonderful. Thank you. I'll be back.
And remember House Calastria. Don't listen to any of the Narcana people.
Yes.
They'll rob you blind.
Yes. I'll be back
feel like
in
we just-
a few days, I imagine. And I step outside and inform the party that I have gotten us some mounts.
Oh,
Excellent.
well.
I feel like we just got.
She
we
never
just saw-
actually. She never actually. She told you. She said this about. She never actually gave you though.
I
Wait,
feel
what's
like we
that?
just got to experience retail.
You remember?
trading.
You remember? She said this isn't about. She said this isn't for the mounts. It's for your future. You never actually got them out.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get on them and take them away.
Okay. You can see that. You can do that.
All right. Well, let's mount up and get going.
Okay. Cool.
Oh.
So there's two large beasts of burden. They're not really ideal for riding. It's kind of like a humongous mule.
But they'll carry our stuff and make it faster that way.
You can ride on it, and it is going to shorten your journeys significantly.
I'm gonna climb up on top. There we go. And once we are definitely out of earshot, I'm gonna pat the Herda on the side and say, "Well, now you are bound by blood pact."
What? What's
Wait,
it do?
excuse me?
Poor thing.
Well, I may have sworn the life of this beast of burden to eternal servitude, which I don't
Alright.
think changes anything.
You're not wrong.
No, that seems fine. Wow, they got a really bad deal on this. Oh well, that's fine.
How did they get anybody to sign their contract?
You might want to ask Tick Tick. He may know of some lesser intelligence individuals who might be conned into that sort of thing. What'd you say?
A lot of people fall for those kinds of things.
Interesting. That might explain where some of my cousins went.
Never con a con man.
That might explain where some of my cousins.
I just like lean back and enjoy the ride because I'm definitely small enough to ride on this thing with ease. So I'm just gonna
Same.
sit back.
Go team small.
How many of them are there?
There's 2.
There's 2.
All right.
I think we can double up on these things. One goblin, one
Yeah.
other thing.
I'll.
I'll go with the priest.
All right.
Oh, good. I'll go with the bar. I'll go with the other one.
All
The
right.
other one.
I get on Moirox.
Don't complain if she starts snacking on your ear.
I don't like the taste of goblin. You're fine.
Yes, I know I'm fine. Thank you.
I sort
That's
of
nice
give
to
a
hear
chuckle
you
at
say it. I do appreciate it.
Glad I could assist in your self-esteem.
That's important.
I get up on behind Moirox and sort of like try and tuck my legs so that my long ass legs don't scrape against the ground. I don't know what it's like being 6'1". I'm 5'4"
Yeah.
in real life, so I don't know what a tall person does with any of their limbs. So this is just what I imagine being.
You don't
tall is
worry
like.
about your limbs. You worry about your forehead.
But yeah, I'm just kind of like trying not to fall off on this thing. I assume there's not saddle.
Not really. And I mean, just sort of there's a long tail. It's sort of like a lizard donkey thing that's the size of a bear. It has a big long tail and
So like a
Stuff.
crap basilisk, more or less.
Does it have horns?
no.
Okay. Are they carnivorous?
No.
Okay, good.
No,
Cool.
it's just big and stumpy.
Cool.
All right, let's get going.
Roll out. Stomp out.
All right, and Tick is going to be constantly looking around with, his typical level of extreme paranoia.
I'm consciously observing our surroundings so I can remember the way to get back.
Okay, can I get everybody's passive perception?
18.
Wow, yes.
11.
14.
That'll do.
I'm not even trying. My eyes are closed. I'm
13.
just like, we're on the
Okay.
road.
So you guys have gone out into the quagmire, and pretty much as far as the eye can see is yellow, flat swamps. There is the occasional farm out here, and also the occasional spire coming up out of the mud. It is very the ground is very spongy and kind of makes a spongy squelch as your beast step through it. It smells really bad, though it's a natural. This is the smell of just animals decaying, of armpit bottle of.
That'll cover it up.
The sun is bearing down on you quite intensely. It is very hot, it's very humid, and there are biting insects.
I'm gonna use my bedroll as a covering.
Okay, I'm gonna point out that's gonna make you really, really fast.
No, just over on top of me, not fully enveloping me.
Okay.
Just against the sun. Everything else I'll deal with, but just against the sun.
All right. Anybody else going to do anything?
I'm trying to see what to do here to make this not awful, because you have described my worst nightmare as a human being.
Theron, I'm actually literally describing my outfit.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
described
kidding.
my childhood.
I come from a tropical country. There's a reason I'm no longer in a tropical country.
Don't come down here, Darren.
Yeah, I'm just kind of trying to remember the layout and sort of not sweat myself to death. I'm used to the light, so.
Do you mind if I take a look at your little dangerous bomb thingy?
It remains attached to me, and I sort of hold it in front of him on my necklace.
I will take as much time as I'm allowed to inspect it and get a good feel for it. Can I touch it? I won't take it away.
Don't try anything, and I'm like sort of holding a spell in my hand.
I
Or a spell
will
in the thing.
probe it and test it and inspect it and just try to comprehend it on a physical level as much as possible. Its make, its material, the grooves, the wear, everything, so as to be able to, as my false identity background thing, to be able to create forgeries of it in the future.
I like that.
Yeah. All right. So as you guys are sort of fiddling around, writing idly, the buzzing that has been a sort of constant since you set out is actually starting to grow a little bit louder.
Look around more actively.
Okay. You want to do a perception check?
I do.
Okay.
How do the beasts deal with the bugs?
I mean, they don't have. I mean, they've sort of got a hard exterior. They also, I mean, they don't have. I mean, they don't have a lot of like fleshy softness to them. So there's not bothering them.
16.
Okay. I'm gonna take your passive, and actually, you can hear the telltale sound of giant insects sort of approaching rather quickly.
All right, big critters coming.
It's sort of difficult to tell from where, but you can, because you can typically hear them before you can see them, and you have begun to hear them. So
I'm going to drop off the Herda and like hide in its shadow with my short bow.
I know what to
Okay.
do with bugs. And I light myself a torch.
okay.
And I just reach down, like climb down the side of the beast and implant one torch in the squishy ground, sitting upright. And we just continue on and leave that torch behind. And I've got another torch ready to light.
Okay.
Draw them over that way.
So one of your party members is mounted already though, and is hiding.
Well, that's his problem.
Yeah, I'm like hiding in
So
the shadow of the
are you guys
Herda. Like,
leaving?
I'm like following along in the shadow of the
Okay.
Herda.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
I
yeah.
got you. So, your party member has shared with you that you're being followed. And fairly soon, you do actually see the silhouettes of a swarm of giant insects approaching you from the north, which is conveniently the direction you are headed.
Can
as
I?
they-
Do I recognize what they are?
They're giant mosquitoes.
So,
Ew, gross.
so would it be reasonable to assume that they will go chase that torch?
You can roll a animal handling or nature or
Instead
insight.
of that, I will ask the rest of the party if they know about that.
Do I know about that?
You said there was another or in there, animal handling or nature or.
Insight. You can roll insight on it if you want.
Hell yeah! All right, I will
I like
take
options.
that. 26.
Okay.
Jesus.
Oh, 21.
I rolled an
but,
18.
Y'all
Damn.
know that with small insects, that torch would probably keep them at bay, but you have a lot of big, warm, blood-filled bodies here. So those mosquitoes are probably coming straight for you.
Okay, I will
No,
light
they're
this
gonna come from
torch and then pull out my bottle. I'm ready.
Okay. Okay.
Wait, hold on. Yes, I have access to that now. I would like to cast like.
Before you do anything, Roll initiative.
All right.
Do we have Oh, never mind. Don't worry about it.
Are we doing theater of the mind for this, or?
Yes, we are.
All right.
Oh, there we go. I rolled a 1.
Nice.
Wait, really?
I rolled a 1 plus 3.
Okay.
I rolled a 14.
Okay.
9.
I can chalk this up to the fact I've been sipping that bottle the whole way.
Yeah, that's fair.
Roll 17.
Okay. So we have
Gay
17.
dice let me down.
4,
Yeah.
9, and Jeremy, what was yours?
14.
14. Okay. I should probably roll for them. So you see coming up upon you are actually 6 gigantic mosquitoes. And first up is going to be our 17.
All right, so
Don't
what
forget you guys
exactly is
are
coming-
mounted. Oh, you're actually not mounted. The rest of you are mounted.
Is that
So
bad?
what exactly is coming at us right now?
There is 6 giant mosquitoes.
Well, I'm gonna take a shot at the first one before it notices me.
Okay.
Hopefully, the exploding of its giant blood-filled body will distract the rest of them.
Okay.
Let's see. And do I get advantage since I'm hidden?
At this point, I'm going to say you're probably not hidden very well. It is broad daylight, and I mean, they've come upon you in melee now. So I'm going to say you're probably not hidden anymore.
Okay. Then, 18?
That is sufficient.
Let's see, so I need...
One of your arrows actually pierces into the nasty, squishy mosquito-ness, and it kind of squirts grossly, but this thing's not really...
Oh,
It's still going.
can I make an insight check on it?
Um,
Well, one of my abilities is insightful fighting. It would
Uh-huh.
allow me to get my sneak attack if I beat them in a contested insight versus deception check.
okay, so the way that works is I'm not super familiar. So you would roll an insight check basically as part of your attack action, and then it would give you. Okay. Sure.
Wouldn't that be you rolling deception and them insight?
No. I roll as a bonus action. You can make a wisdom
Mhm.
insight check against a creature you can see that isn't incapacitated, contested by the target's charisma deception check.
Okay.
Cool. Got it. So you're doing that instead of like a basic attack then?
It's part of a bonus action.
Oh, okay, sure. Oh, okay, I understand. Gotcha. Okay,
Oh, I got an 18?
that's sufficient.
Okay. So then I would add my sneak attack damage to
Yes. Okay,
that. So
got
it's
it.
going to be... So that's 6 plus 12... 17.
Okay. So this mosquito is actually still up,
All
but
right.
it's I mean, you've pretty much like skewered it.
Yeah. Hopefully the blood gushes out and the other ones go for that blood because it's
Yes.
easier.
We'll see. So the next is going to be our 14.
14, that's me. Okay. I'd like to see if I can... So they're coming straight for us, right? Because of how hot and bloody we are.
Yes.
I would like to try and distract them. I would like to
Alright.
create a flaming sphere in the opposite direction.
Okay.
The range is
Using-
60 feet. I have the spell Flaming Sphere as part of my...
Oh, I thought you said
cleric.
flame. I'm dumb. I thought you said flaming spear.
No,
I was like,
no,
okay.
you are not
Yeah, okay.
dumb. I cast Flaming Sphere,
Okay. Yes.
sort of like channeling it and pointing at a point just behind the swarm, or actually like under them, just so that they can like stay in place. I guess. Well,
Well,
okay.
under them is you.
Oh, under them
They're
is
upon
us.
you. Yes,
Well,
they're
in
upon you.
that case, I'm going to do it about 10 feet behind them, and I will spend a split second seeing if they move towards it.
Well,
Or
Is-
see
is
if
that-
they're like attracted to it.
I mean, are you moving on from your turn? Because they'll move next.
Okay. I will do it 5 feet behind them.
Okay.
And then. Alright, and then that's my turn.
Okay, so
I'm gonna try and get under. Actually, sorry, I'm gonna try and get under the Herda,
okay.
if that's at all possible.
I mean, you can use half your movement to jump down, so that's there's 15 feet. I think for a
Okay.
core action. I'm not sure what your movement is, but yeah.
All right, I will dismount and get under it.
Okay. So next, one of the mosquitoes, the one that has been skewered, actually attempts to fly
I'll
at
be right
the
back.
skewerer. And fails horribly. It actually kind of crumples upon itself and collapses in a grody, mushy mass. Another one is actually distracted by the light. It kind of dawdles off. That does leave 4, however. One, let's see. They're gonna attack one each. So let's do. First, we're gonna attack. We'll go with the cleric.
All right.
May I have your armor class?
My AC is 14. No, 16. I have a shield.
Okay. One of the mosquitoes attempts to puncture you.
Oh,
and
I would like to use my reaction.
Okay, sure.
I would like to use Warding Flare. When a creature attacks me from within 30 feet, I cause a bright light to flash in front of them and impose disadvantage. I can do this 4 times a day because it's my number equal to my Wisdom modifier, which
Okay.
is 4. So
All right. I'm gonna roll again for the disadvantage.
All right.
Okay. So it attempts to puncture you and latch on. It actually fails to do so. It can't. It's pretty easily fended off with your shield. You sort of just
Cool.
swat it. The next one is actually going to the one that was deflected. That is now actually since you deflected it, it's actually been. The other one is actually going to attack that one.
Nice.
So let's see if it hits it. And it actually misses its. So that one basically doesn't do anything. That leaves us 2. One of them is going to attack the bird.
Oh, goody.
You have blood?
Maybe. It depends.
We're not saying whose. We're not pointing fingers here.
And may I have your armor class?
13.
Okay. And this one actually just managed to sort of latch onto you, and puncture you. You're going to take 5 piercing damage,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like latched on and it's sucking your blood.
No.
And so the
Is
last
this what I
one-
do to people? Is this what it feels like?
Yeah. I think the other one's going to attack you.
But no.
All right.
It's because I have a blanket over my head.
That one could be it. I also just roll random for it. Could I have your armor class, please?
15.
All right. So this mosquito sort of goes straight for you and actually skewers you. You're going to take 10 damage.
Oh, shit.
Ow.
That's quite a lot.
And so you have, in conclusion, you have
HP. One second.
Write that down. So we have 2 of them attached to 2 of your party members. One of them is at the light. 2 are dead. And 1 is still in the air. And we are at initiative number 9.
Oh, that's me, finally.
That's you.
I'm gonna draw out my rapier and take a swipe at one of these guys. Or, well, no, actually I'm gonna take out my dagger and try to jab at the one that's going for my jugular right now.
Okay.
So let's see. It's 1d4. Oh, wait, to hit first. That's a 3.
You go to stab it and you sort of like flail. You can't quite get it off.
What else can I do? Oh, I know. I'm gonna. Oh no, I think that's all I can do right now.
If you have a bonus action, or something you want to do with your movement,
I guess I would just try ripping it off of my neck at this point.
I don't know if you can do that as a bonus action. That would, unless you have something that's going to let you do that as a bonus action, that would be an action.
Yeah, I don't really have anything that I can do as a bonus action right now.
Okay, that's fine. You're alive, don't worry.
Yeah, for now.
And then, so the next turn is initiative number 4.
Okay, what is the distance between the 2 beasts?
Probably within 5 feet.
Okay.
Definitely.
What is
5
the
feet.
distance from me to Tick Tick?
You're all going to be within melee. You're in
Okay.
a big happy hug.
Okay. Bard, you'll be okay? Yes?
For now, I mean, this thing's kind of giving me like a freshman hickey. It's awful.
Okay. I'm going to bonus action to rage, and then I am going to leap down and grapple the one that is skewering Tick Tick.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna like bear hug and try to crush it, and I get advantage on that.
Okay, so does your grapple go as an attack or?
It would be my attack.
Okay.
That is a total of 21.
Yes. You're able to sort of you pull it off.
Okay, sweet. So I just like bear hug it and like flop down on the floor so that it's no longer stabbing him, and I'm just like holding it and trying to crush it because it's probably a pretty like squishy creature, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's everything.
All right. Because everyone, we're back at the top of the order.
Also, I'm holding it upwards, so if they try to get at me, they're probably going to stab it instead of me.
Okay.
Because I'm small.
So we're back at the top of the order with Tick Tick.
Well, speaking of stabbing, you have it flanked with me now. That's convenient.
Nice.
So I am going to pull out my rapier and I'm going to stab it very angrily. That's my blood. Give it back.
Just so you know, I don't do flanking.
Oh no.
Don't use minis. Yeah, we're not gonna do anything super complicated like that. You guys, because you didn't want to do super complicated involved.
But it is
combat. So
like it can't move itself. It can't dodge. I'm holding it still.
Oh
It's
yes, no,
restrained.
it's restrained. Yes.
So I'll be able to get my sneak attack on it.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And advantage.
Right. How about a nat 20?
Nice.
Nat 20 with advantage. Yeah. Okay, he's dead.
I can.
I haven't even rolled the second dice yet. I don't feel I need to.
Yeah, don't roll damage or anything. It's dead.
Yeah.
Yes. Kind of a fish in the barrel. And then next is initiative 14.
Okay.
I'm assuming that was your whole turn. Sorry. I'm assuming you're good. Tick tick. Was that your? Did you finish your turn? Sorry.
Now I'm going to use a bonus action to hide.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay.
So...
And now next turn.
As a bonus action, I would like to move Flaming Sphere. How far can I move it? How far can I move it? Up to 30 feet. I would like to move it 15 feet away from us.
Okay.
see if I can get that mosquito to go further. And as my action, I would present my holy symbol, Hedron Shard, and use my channel divinity for the day. Every enemy within 30 feet must make a DC 14 Constitution saving throw. They take half of 2d10 on a success and the full 2d10 on a failure. 11 radiant damage on a success.
And then half of that on a failure.
On a failure they take 11.
On a failure they take 11.
5. Yeah.
They take 5.
On a
I'm not
success,
gonna roll.
they
They all died.
It's like a big mosquito zapper. It just turns them all to ash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, what was the range on that?
30-foot radius.
Okay. Yeah, no, you got them all. And so now you guys are covered in mosquito viscera. Good job. But you're alive, mostly. And
Sorry,
you have most of your
sorry.
blood on the inside.
Sorry, does anyone need healing?
No.
Come over here. And I cast Cure Wounds.
This isn't going to give me extra eyes, is it? Although I can see more things.
God, I hope
Give me
not.
more eyes! Give me some more eyes!
7 healing.
Thank you.
Okay.
I just like lay my hands on him. Just.
Okay.
Did you need healing over there, Tazim?
I got it, and I cast Cure Wounds on myself. So.
I'll
Yeah,
use
get
my
'em.
my healing potion here, and I finish the bottle of alcohol.
All right, I get all my health points back.
All right.
right. I dismiss the flame sphere.
So actually, Tick actually notices is the
Oh,
first
no.
and only one to notice. I mean, there's something else moving nearby. Something was hiding from this this scrape here, hiding amongst the tall grass.
There's something over there.
What now?
I'm not exactly the most.
I got it. I go back and grab my lit torch, and I
It's lit.
have my my battle axe in my right arm, just holding onto it lightly, the torch leading forward in my left hand, and move towards it.
I'm gonna train my bow over there and try and get a better look at what it is.
Okay. Actually, somebody actually sort of peeks ahead above the tall grass. It's a human woman.
Who are you?
Ah!
Hello.
She actually returns your yell. She says, did you kill all the bugs?
Yes, I did.
They're dust.
She stands up. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. You've got little mosquito guts.
Yes. I cleaned myself off. Where are you from?
You're standing in my field, actually.
Oh, excuse us.
It's fine. It's fine.
You're welcome.
What is
Oh, yes, thank you. Actually, I appreciated that.
what is your actual habitation? Where's your home?
Oh, I live in the town. It's a little ways from here.
That
I
way?
haven't.
That one? And I point back to where we came from.
Yes, she says. Yes, I go there to
Ah.
trade. If you consider that to be, I would consider that to be my home. Though I have a camp, where I tend to my crop.
Yeah, they might not want to go back there. There's like a plague. It's
I
not
know.
good.
I know about it. I'm not
You're
going
not
back
infected,
there.
are you?
Oh, I hope not.
I look down at my hands.
For the moment, you seem fine.
Cool. Don't like that for the moment, Ryder, but cool.
All right. Well, if if there's not anything else, I believe we'll be on our way. Do have a
Um,
good day.
I feel like I should give you something. I guess.
Yes, please. That would be lovely.
I have some of the, some of the crop here. You're welcome to take it.
Yes.
What kind of crop is it?
I don't know if you have a pipe or anything. It's pipe weed.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Absolutely.
Dude!
We're getting lit.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean
some of
she
your herb.
yeah, she gives you guys some
Yeah, we got some
you guys
dank
some
magic kush. We got swamp kush.
yes. Yeah, you guys get some swamp weed from the swamp weed dealer. She says,
We
you know,
promise we won't narc on you.
Do you have pipes? I have a few extras at the camp if you want some.
Ooh,
You're not going to get much use out of it otherwise.
Appreciated. Yes.
Well, it's just a few minutes from here.
Wonderful.
It's hidden in one of those one of those old ruin thingies. I've been hiding from the mosquitoes.
Ruin, you say?
Oh, I don't really know what they are. There's a whole bunch of old. They look like towers, but they're underground. It's like they sank.
Yes.
I'm doing my eternal insight check because I trust no one. 16.
Fair. 16. Okay, so there you notice there's something wrong here. There's something bad.
No, not sure. Why
I mean, you can't quite pinpoint it, but she just looks weird, sick.
You're lying about something.
That's
I would like to cast
Not that
detect
she's lying.
magic.
She just herself. She looks sick.
let's come on. Let's just go get some pipes and get going.
No,
Let me
something's wrong.
see your hands, lady.
She says, "Oh, sure," and she shows you her hands. Her arms are completely clean. Her hands are clean, blemish-free. Well, I mean, except for the dirt and calluses of.
I was
being
gonna
a
say, how
swamp
is she
food
cleaning
farmer.
a swamp? But
Yeah. Clean
Question.
of bismuth.
I have an animal trophy as part of my background, and I wrote it down as a gnarlid tusk. Can I have hollowed out the tusk as a pipe?
Yes.
Yes. I pull out my pipe.
Okay.
And I start smoking.
Okay.
I've got a
Nope.
pipe.
Not
I
going
don't-
through. Something's wrong. I don't like it. I
I'll
don't
go with you
trust
guys if you need to go get stuff, though.
Yes. Come on. It'll be
No,
fine.
no, something's wrong. I'm telling you, something's wrong.
What's tipping you off about her?
Just something about her. Yeah, something's wrong.
I mean, what can I do to get a closer look somehow? I mean, where do I go from here? I know something's off. Perception or
Yes. I think I somebody trying to cast detect magic actually.
Oh,
Is somebody casting that?
That was
Do we
that
have
was sort
that
of a I do. That was a reflex before I knew that something's up, but now
Okay.
the character has said, or now Tick Tick has said, "Hey, something." And I hired Tick Tick to be my guide, and I trust him.
Sure. I mean, you can roll. I mean, are you trying to?
I got a 28 on perception if it helps.
Yeah.
Wait,
I mean,
sorry. 27. My bad.
She walked over. The squelching sounds that she made as she walked over were just a little bit louder than you expected. Like the footsteps of something larger.
Do you want me to Tick Tick? Do you want me to
Normal-sized
give her a
human.
once over? Do you want me to give her a once over?
You're not that small. I'm small. You're not that small. You're big. Why are you big?
I am going to cast Detect Magic because I don't think we have enough time to do it for 10 minutes.
Okay.
And cast it as a ritual. So I'm casting Detect Magic.
Okay. You notice that she's up in this magic.
She's lit
and
like a. Shit, they don't have Christmas on Zendikar.
like she's lit like a pile of corpses.
She's lit like a bonfire.
Oh,
She's lit like a bonfire.
Knew it! Knew it!
The school is going to be that this is an illusion.
Do I have to spell magic?
I will speak in
No,
Goblin
I don't. It's third level.
to Tick Tick. What is wrong?
She's like somehow looks smaller than she is. She's bigger. I don't know how. She's bigger than she is. Like makes more, takes up more space, makes bigger noises when walking.
I say in Elvish, smaller. Does anyone understand Elvish? Or illusion? I'll try it. I'll try it in Elvish, and if it doesn't work, that doesn't work. I'll say it
I'm
in
going
Common.
to jump onto her shoulder.
Okay.
Okay.
She's a little bit startled by that, and I mean, she kind of trips backwards a little bit. And again, you can hear that like squelching, splashing, as if like a large thing were stomping around. And she, I mean, she's solid. Like this is corporeal. I mean, you kind of roll off. She's not really big enough to have you on her shoulder like that.
No,
but-
I'm gonna
yeah.
grab on, and so I'm like hanging her on the back of her neck.
There's some sort of illusion.
She falls backwards with you into the into the mud, and she says, what are you doing?"
Goblin
Demon!
greeting, my lady.
Illusions! Illusions! Illusions!
There's some sort. I would advise you come clean.
My arms would begin to move away from like the sort of piggyback form they were in, more into a slight headlock. Could you please
Okay,
explain?
as you do that, her head actually falls off.
Ah!
And rather goopily.
I like leap backwards as fast
like
as I
she's
can.
made of ooze.
Oh no!
Oh no!
No!
We're fighting
And
Oblex.
Darren.
Shit.
Ah!
And with that, why don't we take a just a little?
You cut off on the last bit.
You cut
right?
off.
Let's take a little break.
Ah!
Take a little
Sorry.
Hey, did anybody read Morty's tome?
Yes.
Oh
I'm
jeez!
sorry.
I saw that.
Oh,
I don't
I
remember
didn't
the
see that
stats,
coming
if
at
that's worth
all.
any.
We are live.
Hello.
Well,
All right.
again.
We're back.
Again.
And we have just discovered, through a little bit of accidental metagaming, we have just discovered
I'm sorry.
it's okay, Terry. Okay. That we are fighting one of the new and really cool monsters from Morty's Tome. Though I have adjusted the stat block just a little bit, just a little behind the screen. So if any of you guys were thinking about putting that in one of your sessions, we just talked about like the merits of making all of your players paranoid into thinking that all of the NPCs are actually the Mind Flayer ooze. So don't say I didn't.
Can I roll for how far I jumped back? Like, I want to be like 10 feet back.
Acrobatics. That's acrobatics.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, good. Good.
Um,
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no.
7.
Oh no.
Don't you have inspiration?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
That's probably a good idea.
Where are you? No, that's a D10. There we go. Oh, I rolled a 7, so 14 total.
All right. So you jump back, and as you do, you actually this all happens rather quickly. The Oblex sort of retracts its simulacrum. Did I say that right?
Simulacrum.
I think so.
Sim- Okay. It actually, flirts that back into its mass. It reveals itself as this grody face coming up from the marsh.
Nope, I don't like it. Oh, that's too many eyes.
Your beast of burden are within reach, and they begin to become very agitated as you look around you, and you see throughout the marsh around you little faces popping up, gooey dead faces popping up out of the marsh around you.
We run. Run.
Yes.
Run away. Run is good. Run is
good.
good.
Was she within range of my channel? Was the Oblex within range of my channel?
No. That's why I asked.
Run.
She was a little bit away further down the field, in the wheat field.
Okay. Let's go. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want this.
Nope.
Let's get on.
Nope.
The
So
herd.
I run,
All right, so
and as I run,
can-
I am going to put my lit torch to every bit of grass that I pass.
We're
Okay.
gonna get so high.
So you are running and lighting the ground. Is anybody proficient with animal handling?
No, proficient now.
I actually am.
Because your herda are about to bolt.
Well, I want that. I just want to be on them when they do that.
Okay.
But can I roll animal handling to like keep them from bolting for just a couple seconds so we can get on them?
Yes. What I was going to suggest is that somebody's going to handling to roll for your speedy getaway to sort of steer them out of danger.
Okay. Does
which
anyone
is
have
rapidly springing up around you?
good animal handling?
I have
Or
a
should
plus
it-
4. I'm not
I
proficient.
got a +4 as well.
Okay.
I got +2. So
I am proficient in it, but I'm worse than both of the other people.
Can I suggest the help action?
How does that work?
If you want to use the help action, you can do that on check. Pretty much any ability check. You can also do it on attack. You can forego your action for that turn to assist. Though I'm going to ask you to explain how you help, like maybe with a distraction, maybe saying, "Look, there it is." With this,
okay.
you guys will probably use teamwork, but you forego your action to give the other person advantage on their.
Yes,
on the roll.
help me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hold it down. We'll have a total of 15.
Okay, that's sufficient. You guys saddle up and ride off into the noon sun with these squelching faces
The mud set.
moaning as they sort of pop up as nasty, sticky ghouls out of the water.
Do we
I don't
do we
like
see them
this.
being affected by the fire that I started?
Oh yeah, I mean, and they're also catching fire, so that's
Nice.
Flaming ooze faces. Good.
Yes.
Good. Nightmare. Good.
yes. Also, it smells like flaming jelly.
Weed.
Is that a real? Is that a food item? Flaming PBJ.
You could grill a PB&J.
Oh, it's
you can.
delicious when you. Oh, it's totally delicious when you do.
Yeah, I've heard about that. So that smell of the grilled PB&J is exactly what it doesn't smell like.
Oh.
I'm smelling for the burning weed that she was talking about.
Yeah, and also I want to point out that this was some sort of swamp weed thing that grows out of the ground.
It wasn't going to get you high at all.
As we're running away,
So that
I'd like
means
to
you just
like,
inhale
I
just
don't know.
regular ash smoke.
Happens. I'd like to turn around and just sort of like, are they gaining on us at all?
No. I mean, it's just sort of like little faces peeking out as they catch fire.
Gross.
Can you shoot them?
I can ask
Can you-
Kamsa to burn them.
Blast
More?
them like you did before?
And I'll point out, you guys are getting away. They're not gaining on you.
Okay.
You guys
Kill
are,
it with
you're
fire.
good. You're Gucci.
Okay.
Yeah, you killed it with fire.
For the record, I'm sort of tapped out on the oh Kamsa smite thee for the day.
All right.
Why
But I
don't we
do
find a
have-
place to make a camp then?
Not here.
Yeah, far away, far away.
Let's find one of those spires if we can.
What if there are more of her?
High ground.
Get them in there.
Well, yeah, but there's those in the swamp too, so it's kind
That's true.
of same thing.
But I guess finding some firm earth.
Firm
would be a good idea.
ground with high ground that won't catch on fire if we build a or a campfire on it.
Excellent idea. Let's look for one of those.
All right. So, does anybody want? So you're trying to find firm ground.
We're hoping to find see like one of those spires around.
Okay. Actually, you can see. I mean, they're easy to see. Just with your passive perception, you will notice that you're kind of gaining on a big one.
All right, wonderful.
Cool.
No delving into it at all. Just
Just sleeping.
There could be shadows. Just
not
saying.
tonight.
It could be.
Okay.
Could be in the
Didn't say
night.
it was noon.
Yeah. No, it's like literally the middle.
Oh,
of the
okay.
day.
I thought it's been
Oh.
longer.
No.
Okay, but you say you need to rest.
I mean, I'm probably good for the rest of the day. Just don't expect any miracles.
Was
Well,
that
maybe one or
miracles
two
back
minor-
there?
One or two minor miracles, maybe. Don't
Okay.
expect a lot of big fire. Maybe one instance of minor more potent fire, and one instance of patching us up.
All right. I take another quick look at her hands.
Okay. They still are what they're normal.
White.
All right.
White as the dreams.
That would make the contrast really easy to spot.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
Yeah.
It shows up on a core.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm ready to take another nap.
so you guys get into the shadow of this fire, and the ground underneath you is not quite as wet as it was where you were attacked by the dealer, and but as you sort of stomp around, unpacking your meager gear, The ground doesn't exactly feel firm underfoot. It's dry earth, but it feels almost a little spongy.
Can I climb the spire up to like a flat surface?
Yeah, sure. Yes.
Okay.
That's going to be at athletics. Unless you
Yeah,
have
no,
a
I'm not gonna
climbing
do that
speed,
then.
but I don't think
Nope.
you're not.
I have a climbing speed.
Oh yes, yes you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeannie, do you want backup up there?
I get a 10.
I mean, you kind of are clawing your way up and sliding back down.
Okay.
I would like to bound up there.
Do I have? Yeah. Here. Take my rope and help me up. Once you get up there.
All right. I go up there because I have a climbing speed. Do I need to roll or anything?
No,
I sort
no.
of
That just uses your movement.
dope. And I extend my hand down. Need a hand?
Yes.
I help him up.
So you drop the rope down because you're up on a higher story.
Oh yes, ropes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You throw the rope down, and you can to climb the rope. You can make an athletics check with advantage.
20 total.
That's
Nice.
fine. Yes, you scurry
guess I'll
up to
Join
higher
them.
level. Anybody who wants to do that can make an athletics check with advantage.
So how far is it down?
I mean, your to the ground is probably about 10 feet.
Okay, not that bad.
No, I mean, you've just sort of gone up to the first.
How big is the
Yeah.
flat area that we're on?
It's pretty much just enough. It's like almost like a little patio. It's
Okay.
just big enough for your group to sort of lounge around comfortably, but not your beasts.
Okay, that's fine.
My high roll is an 11, by the way, for athletics.
You actually that's with advantage.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're actually not able to make it up. Somebody's going to have to pull you.
Do you want to get on my back? I can
Oh,
climb back
I've
down.
got you. Just bite
no.
onto the rope right there. I can carry you up. And I'll just pull the rope up.
All right. So to do that, I'm gonna have you do a flat strength check.
Help me.
Help.
Yes.
As much as a -3 strength modifier can.
That's okay. That's why you do have
Uh,
action.
So
Don't forget to roll with advantage.
that is a 11. Because you don't get your proficiency added to
advantage?
it. Because I mean, if it were a save, it would be more, but you don't get your proficiency added to it.
No,
so.
no, you just get your flat strength.
Yeah.
So actually, you're not able to with an 11. You're not actually able to even with
Okay.
help.
Just hide it in the mud then. I'm going to sleep up here.
You've got yourself a solid goblin.
All right. Do you want to ride on my back? Do you want to ride on my back?
Okay.
I'm going to take the rope up with nobody on it, just
I mean,
so that...
I'm a
Uh-huh.
small creature. You're a medium creature. What is our wonderful Thizim doing?
Zazim's staying on the ground. She does not like heights at all.
Okay.
That's
you can
fair.
stay. Yeah, you're down
The-
there with the.
The spires are somewhat inclined, right? Like the edge of it, right?
Yes, it's like it's sunken in the ground, like it's sticking up.
So to say I could safely, like, getting down, I could just slide across
Yes.
it and not get hurt going down.
That
Okay,
is fine.
that's... So I can quickly get down. So yeah, I'm totally going to, like, set up my bedroll and take a nap as long as we're not moving. Like, I'll wait till
Alright.
everyone wants to move along. As soon as we move along, I'm ready to go.
So are we taking a short rest?
I think that's
Yeah.
what we're doing.
It'll be fine.
Okay. I mean, as long as everybody agrees on that. Is that
Yeah.
good?
Fine.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so you guys go ahead and take the benefits of a short rest as you have a little afternoon siesta on top of the sunken ruin.
Check
Let me know when you're
needs
done.
a short rest, right?
I'm just going to double check.
What exactly does that do again?
Huh? Sorry.
We can heal a certain amount.
Yeah.
You can roll your hit die.
3, which is a.
Which, for some reason, the tank didn't ever take any damage, so...
Cool. And I'm back to full.
Okay, great.
Unfortunately, I don't
I
recover.
was only
spell
missing
slots.
3.
Warlock.
Yeah. Okay. We all good?
Yep.
Yes.
So as you guys are dozing off, the tower starts to move.
Up or
Oh,
down?
Ah!
Down.
I am
down,
off
down,
of it
down.
now. I just immediately like roll
You're going
sideways
with-
and slide.
The ground underneath you has begun to cave in. The whole thing is sliding into the ground.
Ah, no!
Run.
Don't like that. Don't like that.
Yeah, the
And
I'm grabbing the Herda and walking away from this disaster area.
it's not really so. I mean, this whole area is sort of caved in as it's a sinkhole.
Oh dear.
A sinkhole as it
no.
went up underneath you. And you all can make a dexterity save.
Oh, cool.
All right, I can do this.
I can see this
Look at
effect
that.
happening, yes?
Oh yes, no, this is quite
That means I get an
obvious.
advantage.
17.
Dangerous scenes.
Yep,
19.
danger sense.
14.
13.
All right, so you all managed to sort of find your bearings as it sinks down, and it's not going incredibly quickly, but you're going down, and there's not much you can do to mitigate that. And you fall quite a ways with the tower, clinging to its sides, or clinging to your herda or whatever it is that you've grabbed onto to keep yourself upright. And you fall quite a ways down into beneath the earth. And the ground, you see it rise above you. You can see the root underneath it as you see the underside. And you realize you're in a large underground cavern. And not just any cavern, but this appears to be man-made. The walls are, you can see through the roots and the dirt and the collapsed rubble, some masonry on the walls. And beyond that, you can actually see that it has tile mosaic to it, long faded pieces fallen out, but there's no mistaking that this place was once fine.
I like bump
Do
the
I-
other goblin. Find me trinkets.
All right,
I-
and I
Ah.
think with that, I think we're gonna leave that one in a cliffhanger. That we had about that's right. So it is 11:30 now. Are you guys cool with leaving that for next time?
I think that's
Sure.
perfect.
Okay.
Sure, that sounds like a good stopping point.
Well, thank you guys for playing. Thank you, those of you who tuned in. I'm going to go and try and unscrew my face.
Do you want to do a quick roll call again for the end of the stream?
Yes.
Of who everybody is? All right.
Sure. Let's do it.
I am Darren at DAVDS1 on Twitter. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you, Jenny, for DMing, and thank you guys for playing. A lot of fun.
Who's next?
I am Shogun. I DM the Tuesday, every other Tuesday, Mimics Nights 5th edition D&D game. I run the every other Thursday Shadowrun games here. I will be a player in this game and also the Pokemon game that will alternate on Thursdays with my Shadowrun game. And yeah, I am Shogun117 or just Shogun or something on Twitter. I don't remember. I don't post anything important, so it doesn't really matter. Everyone, yeah, thank you for showing up.
I'm Channellogic on Twitch and Twitter. I play a Dragonborn fighter in the Saturday game, Anima Distortion. I play, well, here now, Zazim the Vampire Bard, and hopefully I'll be in the Shadowrun game that Shogun's running in the future. Fingers crossed. And thank you all for showing up, and this was a really fun start. I can't wait to see where this goes.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I am Jack, or at Captain J Cross on Twitter. I play in the every other week Tuesday Mimic Nights game where I play Lucian, the Tiefling Warlock, and in the Thursday night game of Shadowrun, I play as Capjack, the orc cyborg. Let's see, and then the Sunday game here, I'm playing as Tick Tick, the Goblin Rogue, and then alternating Thursday, starting I believe this week, it's going to be the Pokemon 5th edition game, run by Bardic Nuck, where I'm playing the Poke Taker. So tune in for that one, and yeah, this was awesome, and I'm excited to do it again next week.
So I am Jenny. I am your DM, your worst nightmare, your executioner. I am
this session, not yet.
not yet. I tried. I am Combo Jenny on Twitter, and I'm not in any of the other games on this channel. I do a lot in person, but I'm excited to see where your other games go. I'll try to tune in when I can. So I'll see you all then. And thank you everybody who's watching. And also thank you everybody who sort of gave me a little bit of help while I was writing this campaign last year. And also I think my girlfriend's watching. So hey Ellie.
Aww.
Oh yes, they
Happy
were in
Friday.
chat, so yay!
And
All right, well I
join
think
the
that's all
Discord.
we. Oh
Join the
yeah.
Discord. It's awesome. Bunch of awesome people there.
Real great.
I think that's all we have.
And
right.
I think
Bye.
Thank you everybody
Bye,
for
everybody.
watching. See you all
Internet.
soon.
and we are rating. Awesome.
Cool.
Sweet. Yeah, so we just gotta wait the timer. There's a tiny little timer. We just gotta wait that out. Say goodbye, wave, make funny faces, and then they will raid. So yeah, no, we just gotta hang out for like just a couple more minutes.
Okay.
Do the raid
Bye.
dance.
Yeah.
Do the raid dance. Do the everybody is but a raid dance. and we're off.
So how do we do, guys?
I thought that was a lot of
Everything
fun.
Gucci?
I thought I did kind of shitty, but I will get better at it.
I don't think you did shitty at all.
I just